Hey guys, back with another video. Today we're talking about Tesla's shareholder meeting, how, it's bullish both in the short to medium term as well as extremely bullish in the long term. So let's get into it. So obviously, really for the past 3 years at least, I would say that the main concern with being a Tesla shareholder is its valuation. Especially when you compare it to other car companies, it does appear very expensive. It still doesn't produce anywhere near as many cars as, a lot of the other, top traditional car makers like Ford and GM. But it has a much higher valuation, like almost really around a factor of 10 higher of a valuation than Ford and GM, while it produces much less cars. Now, obviously, this is because, they are growing much faster and they're part of, they're the largest EV maker, which most people, the consensus seems to be that is the future, as well as they have, industry leading margins as well. So, these are all good reasons for it to be, have a higher valuation, but a 10x valuation to, these companies that are selling much more cars, that is the question. Now, in this shareholder meeting, I think, there are a lot of things that were talked about in the shareholder meeting that can help justify that valuation. And in fact, even, potentially make that valuation appear cheap, especially in the long term, but even in the short to medium term, because I think something that people aren't really focusing on yet, but I think will have no choice but to focus on in the next few years is their energy business, in particular their mega packs, which are growing now, as Elon Musk stated in the shareholder meeting, at a faster rate than the car business. So while many of the other things that might help make the valuation appear, more reasonable or even perhaps cheap may be off in the distant future, the energy business, particularly the mega packs, is not in the distant future. And growing at the rate that it's grown, which I believe is well above 50%, at least in the past year, or at least in the past quarter, that can only happen, so many times, so many years before it becomes a really big number. So that is something that we definitely need to keep an eye on. But obviously, an even more consequential thing, if it does come to pass, is them successfully delivering on full self-driving. Now, this obviously is a massive opportunity. As Elon Musk said, in his estimation, this will increase the value of each car by a factor of 5. That's his estimation. So this will increase their revenue by 5x, their automobile revenue, and it will massively increase their profit margins. So this will obviously, be a massive value increase for their valuation. But Elon Musk said that he thinks the majority of Tesla's long-term value will be in the robot, in Optimus robot, which I think most people their eyes glaze over when he starts talking about that. But obviously, if this is true, then the potential upside on Tesla stock, and he said he's very confident of this, not that he thinks it's possible that, there's a small possibility that if everything works out, that Optimus could potentially be the biggest thing. No, he said he's very confident. He didn't really give a timeline, but, if you're a long-term investor and you have conviction in Tesla, and obviously there's all these other good things going for it, you don't necessarily need that to work out, even though he says he's very confident in it, then that is pretty exciting as a long-term investor. He thinks that the majority of the value will be this thing that doesn't even exist yet. So ultimately, this was a very bullish, especially for long-term shareholders, meeting, and it's very exciting. And there's even things that I haven't even talked about that could be huge growth drivers, including insurance. But it definitely increased my conviction, and it definitely increased my conviction that Elon Musk is much more focused on Tesla now, and he's moving away from Twitter. He seems to be very excited to be working, spending more time at Tesla. And, you know, he seems very focused on the autonomous driving. And these are all great things. So if you like the video, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the shareholder meeting, if you disagree with anything I'm saying. And see you next video.